So my name's Emily Edison. I'm a sports dietitian. Media is interesting, and I think that this is a gal who actually recovered from an eating disorder, and she wanted to build a Barbie that was the actual dimensions of the little Barbies that everyone plays with. So, not everyone, sorry guys. So anyway, so Barbie, if she were real, she'd be 5'10", she'd weigh 110 pounds. She'd have a 39-inch bust, an 18-inch waist, 33-inch hips, and a size 3 shoe. Very interesting, isn't it? So I think our female athletes, and sometimes men, grow up kind of, playing with this figurine that isn't necessarily what we would, see as a norm. Nor would it be something that we want to strive for as far as being an athlete. Might be kind of an uncomfortable body to run down the soccer field with. I think also athletes are seeing a lot of media images. This is just one image of a model who was actually fired from Ralph Lauren for gaining too much weight. On the left side there was when she was considered that. And they Photoshop her, make her look a little thinner on the other side. So athletes are really engulfed in not only this kind of media, but I feel like they're engulfed in a lot of media around high-level athletes who have a particular body type that a lot of our athletes are striving for. And I don't know if you hear that within your athletes, but what I see in my office is an athlete who sees, let's go with a football player, sees a running back who has, really broad shoulders, really ripped abs, and comes into my office saying, this is the guy I want to look like. I've actually had athletes bring in pictures of athletes and say, that's what I want to look like. And unfortunately, I think unless we open the door to that conversation, just open it up and say, hey, what do you think about this stuff? Athletes think that they can look like that person. And maybe some of them can, but most of them just can't. And what I see, again, is athletes tend to under-fuel in order to look a particular way. And the number one thing I remind athletes is that you have to fuel your body in order to build muscle or in order to perform the way that you want to on the field. So reminding them that we really need to be thinking about fueling the right way rather than dieting to look a particular way. It's a good thing to do. I think also gender bias in uniforms is really interesting, looking at female uniforms versus male uniforms. Volleyball, is a really interesting one to kind of think about, what are the beach volleyball players wearing compared to the men beach volleyball players? And even like in track, I think it's another interesting looking at that gender bias in uniforms. So it's just something to open the door to. And what I recommend doing, again, is like having that conversation with your athletes and saying, hey, what do you guys think about this stuff? And please know that all these images are Photoshopped. Those people do not look like that. Two great websites if you are interested in finding out more about this. One is by Dove Soap, and it's called Campaign for Real Beauty. There's some amazing short clip videos on there, Campaign for Real Beauty, that you can go and download and play for your athletes. I find them really interesting. And I think the athletes do as well. The second place you can go is the National Eating Disorders Association. They have a lot of great information about this topic as well. It does affect our athletes and it does affect their performance because they're striving for a body type that could potentially not be something that they could achieve.